That's why they tell you in the beginning we were all speaking one language. What was it? It was energy. It was that instinct. It was that God. That was the first language, and that's the language we are supposed to go back to, whereby you don't even have to tell me anything. That's why you can be with someone who is from northern Uganda, but then you feel at home, you feel at peace, because their energy, their energy radiates with you. That's why you can be with people you don't understand, people you don't know what they are speaking, and you feel at home because their energy is welcoming. But then you can be with someone who speaks the same language, and the language there and the energies are off. So it's not about the language that we are using. Universal language is love, whereby if someone loves you, you don't have to speak anything. If you're to pick something, you don't have to speak anything. So language is just something, it's just a means of communication. Like probably to cut something across. But then remember, however much probably I speak and my energies are not right, you won't pick anything. So perhaps you're picking something because my energies are right, and you won't be able to pick something maybe because my energies are not right. It's not about the language. That's why you can listen to music in a very different language and you dance to it, because the energies that created that kind of music were in the mood, the feelings, because the universal language is energy. That's where you're supposed to go away from. And that's the thing, when you're deconstructing, you're supposed to go away from identities of language. You'll be like, okay, why aren't you using probably Luganda, so that people that don't know Luganda and understand that? Let me tell you that we are in the stage of evolution. So some things, perhaps if I say them, some other person is going to misinterpret them. So better than me not being wrong, it's better for someone to listen in a foreign language and be like, okay, what do they mean? There are actually people that can interpret these things. There are gifted people that would pick. Because me, I also listen to Luganda teachers. I listen to people that probably speak local language, and I pick what they're saying. Actually, it's just a translation. They'll be like, okay, the universe, and in Luganda it's Lubale. Imagine the universe, it's Lubale, and you'll be like Bajaja, and in English it's ancestors. For some people, they might get the wrong impression. So for you to remain correct, someone would say to remain politically correct according to what your soul is telling you, according to what your heart wants to speak. You use a language probably you feel you're comfortable with. You feel you understood whatever you understood it in. Because I understood all these things probably in English, and some other person understood it in Luganda, and some other person actually can understand both. I have listened to teachers who will tell you, who interpret these things both in English and both in Luganda. Exactly. The same way I'm speaking, these people can talk about these things in Nalongo Beach. It's the same thing. They will be like Bolamu, Jaja Bolamu, and they're also talking about the universe. They're talking about God. Like when Jaja Bolamu comes, everything goes away. You get what I'm saying? So it's the same thing. So it's up to someone to pick what they're going to pick. Because perhaps whatever I'm speaking is in a foreign language, but when we remember that we are understanding that actually these languages are just the biggest languages from here, and God doesn't speak. God is energy. So you have to cultivate what kind of energies are you pulling off. If your energy is right, someone you understand. If your energy is healing, you go to a place. The moment you walk into that place, you'll be healed. If the energies are right, if the energies are healing. So it's not about that. And when you make research, you'll be like, okay, the people that were put, or people that are going to speak to probably nations, and they were put to speak to everyone. Like their mission is global mission. It's not just local mission. That's why probably we are using these foreign languages. They'll be like Jesus was for the entire world. And probably people waited for us, because all of us probably had messengers, had all these things, but then there were people that were put to for everyone, so that everyone can understand. Now in the country I come from, we have like 52 tribes, and some other person will be like, oh, those people have gotten people. Yeah, maybe they have, maybe they haven't, I don't know. And probably they are there is someone who is gifted there, but how would you even know that person when you don't know that kind of language? People are there, people are smart, people that are gifted, people God has put something on them are there that are speaking this kind of information. We're using English because that's how we have interpreted the world, and there is a reason why we've interpreted it that way. So some parents will be like, okay, I took my kid to school and they studied English, but then they can't speak English. Okay, what was the use of it? So at least if you've gone to school, you can speak English. At least there is a difference, and this is something that's also debatable and things like that, but it's okay. So it depends on what the person feels they want to share in. So it's not about the language, because even if I speak and the energies are not it, you won't pick anything, because everything is energy. And that's the God language. That's the initial language in the beginning. All these things are. That's why animals don't speak so much, but all of them will feel respect the lion. Okay, that's what the story is. That's what the fables have been. That the lion is the strongest. That when the lion roars, everyone is like, that roar. You get what I'm saying? Because they know it works like a king. That's why it's called the king of the jungle. So it's all about energy. It's not necessarily about the language. It's about energy. So if you can pick something in a foreign language, in a different language, it's okay. Probably God put you in that situation that you can learn that language and you go around with it and you see how you're going to pass it on. And I've told you that most initial language is love. And love is not speaking. Love is not what you're saying. Love is here. You're supposed to listen to the heart. What is your heart telling you? And how would you know that the heart is speaking? If you have cleaned the temple of God, if you have cleaned the soul, if you have cleaned the shrine, the judges are going to come. And the shrine, I mean, whatever I mean, is stop doing certain things. Like if you do certain things, you're not going to clean the temple. You're making the temple of God. Do research and see like, okay, what things hinder. If so many people, probably religions, are against certain things, there is a reason why they're against something. Don't just be like, they want to. Do your own research. Go make your own research. That's why when I come and speak here, I'm not telling you what I'm saying is final. Though it might be, but I'm not telling you that to believe it as final. Go make your own research. Read around. If you don't read around, check around. Like, anyway, how will you know what you don't know when the energy is? But if the God in you tells you something and you feel that person is saying something, that's it. It doesn't. If the God in you tells you that person is speaking nonsense, it's nonsense. Not everyone will understand what you're saying, but some people will understand because the universe or God puts those people that for you. These are the people that will understand what you're saying. These are people that will pick on your energy. You get what I'm saying? That's how it is. You see, there are so many artists, but then there are some artists you'll be like, okay, I love this artist, I don't like this artist, and it's not bad. It's not at fault. The energies don't match, and probably now you're supposed to go be like, okay, why am I attracted to this kind of artists? I think I like this kind of artists because they are free, because they are authentic, because I feel their energy is right, because I feel they are great, because I feel they know who they are. You get what I'm saying? Then you see like, okay, attracted this kind of person. Okay, why do you like this kind of person? Because the energy is right. You get what I'm saying? So that's how the world is. So it's not about the language. It's not about what you speak. It's just that love. The biggest thing is love. That's why you can go to. That's why people talk about the Baganda and stuff like that. Baganda is like everywhere. And Buganda is like Raz. Everyone. That's why in Buganda they be like everyone is a Muganda. Everyone, like that's what they believe. Like everyone, if you're in Buganda, staying in Buganda, you become a Muganda. You can look around like the different Baganda. You can see like the people that probably are like Comp Baganda, then the people that have just come into like Abaganda, Abajoguzi, Abaganda, Abanyarwanda. Like you get what I'm saying? I respect each and every tribe. I respect each and every ancestors, but one of the best people. That's why they are hospitable because something within them. They don't. They won't come and abuse other people. No, they welcome everyone. That's what I like about the Baganda. They welcome everyone, and that's good. That's why when someone says that like they're going to put an end to Buganda, I'm like, do you know what you're playing with? Because Buganda don't have that in them. They don't. That true Muganda doesn't have that in them. That's why they'll be like a true Muganda will imagine someone leaving their own family and defending some other person. Imagine what makes them do like that. That's love.